Hi everyone, Ravi this side. Welcome to Engineering Adda. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about the AWS RDS database. So we are going to discuss what is RDS in AWS, how we can create our database using RDS, and how we can use it out in our Spring Boot application. Everything we are going to discuss in this video. So first of all, let me try to tell you what is AWS RDS is and what are the key features of AWS RDS, and then we'll try to practically create the RDS database in AWS and then use it in our Spring Boot application. So let's get started. For that, let me try to go to the next slide and discuss about the AWS RDS. So you can see that RDS stand for the Relational Database Service. AWS RDS is a managed database service provided by Amazon Web Services. It allows users to set up, operate, and scale relational databases in the cloud easily. So RDS is a service provided by AWS which help us in setting up, operating and scaling our database in the cloud. RDS supports various popular database engines such as MySQL, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, Oracle and Microsoft SQL Server. We are going to use MySQL here and try to create a database of MySQL in AWS RDS. Okay, so these are this is what AWS RDS is. It is nothing but it is a relational database service provided by the AWS. Now let me try to go to the next slide and discuss about the key features of RDS. So key features of Amazon RDS includes first of all is managed service. AWS take care of administrative tasks such as database setup, patching, backup, and scaling, allowing users to focus on their application. So it manages services like setup, patching, backup, and scaling. High availability. RDS offer built-in high availability with automated backups, snapshot, and application across multiple availability zones to ensure data durability and fault tolerance. The third feature is scalability. It allows users to easily scale their database instance vertically by resizing compute and memory resources, as well as it allows users to scale its database horizontally by adding read replication for read heavy workload. Okay, now let me try to go to the next slide and discuss about the other features like security. RDS offers various security features such as encryption at rest and in transit, network isolation through Amazon WPC, and IAM integration for authentication and access control. So if you are not aware about the terms, you can go and Google it out. Okay, like WVPC and IAM integration, you can Google it out. You will get the knowledge of how the security works in AWS. Now the fifth feature is monitoring and the matrices. Amazon RDS provides monitoring tools and matrices through Amazon CloudWatch, allowing users to monitor database performance, set alarms, and automate responses. Okay. Now the sixth feature is compatibility. RDS support various database engines which we already saw like MariaDB, MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, and PostgreSQL. So there are so many databases that RDS supports, making it compatible with existing application and the tools. So these are the key features of RDS, and let me try to summarize it. So overall, Amazon RDS simplifies database management tasks and provides a reliable and scalable solution for deploying relational database in the cloud. So this is what AWS RDS is. Now what we are going to do is we are going to practically create a MySQL database using AWS RDS and then try to use it in our Spring Boot application. So let me try to come out of it and go to AWS. So here you can see I already have logged into my AWS console, and here you can search for RDS. So just search for the RDS, and here you can see the option to create a database. So you have to just click on it, and then there are so many options that will come up. You have to select and deselect. couple of them, and then you are good to create your database. So let me try to create the database, and you can see that the first one that we have to choose is standard create. Okay, now here you can choose the database that you want to create. Like you can see a couple of options here, like MySQL compatible or Aurora and PostgreSQL compatible Aurora. There is a MySQL, MariaDB, PostgreSQL, Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, IBM DB2. So these are the options available here. Let me try to select the MySQL, and if you'll go down, you will find these are the versions of the MySQL that we are going to create. And here make sure that you are selecting the free tier. Now if you'll go down, you will find the others option, like you can see in the settings, DB instance identifier name is given here, and if you'll go down you will find this master username. So if you want to change the master username, you can change it out like root or other things. Here we are just keeping the master username as the admin itself. We are not going to change it. Now if you'll go down, you have to generate or you have to pass the master password and confirm that password. So let's say I'm going to provide the master password as a password. So just password, and here you can also provide the password. Now go down, and you can see this is the image that they are using to create our database. If you'll go down, here you can see the option to for the connectivity. We are selecting don't connect to an EC2 compute source because locally we are going to use it out. When we are deploying your backend application to EC2 instance and then wanted to connect your RDS database with that, then you have to select this one. We are just locally trying to test it out, so we are connecting this. We are using this. We are opting this. Okay. Now if you'll go down, you can see this public access. So just say yes to this public access, and here you can see it is choosing the existing WPC security groups. Let it be. Later on, we'll try to change our security groups, and go down, and password authentication is there. If you want to go inside the additional configuration, you can provide your database name here. So let me try to tell you what is this. So I already have developed one Spring Boot application where we are covering the CRUD operations. And in that scenario, I'm using the MySQL as a database. So how we can provide the URL, username and the password in the application.properties file, there we are providing database name, right? The same thing you have to provide there in the RDS. So you can see that these are the URL, username and the password we are providing for this application. And here you can see that I'm using the MySQL database, and that will be locally up on the port number 3306, and this is the database name that we have provided. And this database was existing in my MySQL locally, and it was connecting to that, this application was connecting to that MySQL database, right? So the same way you have to provide one database name there which you want to connect this application to. Like here you can see this is the URL where our database is created, and this is the database name that I have created in the AWS. The same way you have to create it out. Like this was, I was practicing it out, so I just created it out. But you can say that this is the database name that you have to provide. You can provide any database name, but yeah, you have to provide one database name where which you can use here in the URL. So just let me try to provide this database name as a product management DB because this application that I have developed is a product management backend application. So if you don't know how to develop a CRUD application in a Spring Boot application, there is a video on my channel. You can just search it out like Spring Boot CRUD application, and you can type the name of my channel, Engineering Anda, and you will find it out. I'm not going to show you how you can create a Spring Boot application and try to perform the CRUD operation there. I'm directly going to use this application and then try to see how we can connect it with the AWS RDS. Okay, so this is what you have to provide. So you have to provide one database name. So let's say I'm just providing the same one. So let's say it is product management DB, or you can say, let me try to tweak this name a little bit. So let's say product DB, something like that. Okay, and the same name you have to provide in the URL. So we are good now. Go down and go down and we are good, I think. Go down and just create a database here. It will take few minutes, or you can say few seconds, based upon your internet speed, to create your database. So here let me try to close this one, and you can see that it is creating the database one. This is the instance name of the database that we are creating. So let me try to open this, and let me try to uh, keep our database name that we have provided there. So it is product DB, right? The same database we have to use. So I'm just keeping for my reference. So database name, and this is the one. So let it be created first, and then we can start doing our work. Before that, let me try to tell you from where you can create this Spring Boot application, or where, if you want to clone it out, how you can clone it from my Git repository. So let me try to do that, or let me try to tell you about the videos that you can refer to create your Spring Boot application. So if you'll go to this, and if you'll search for this Spring Boot CRUD application, uh, and let me try to search for my name. Let's say it is coming up around. Yeah, here you can see that there is a video on my channel which is saying that Spring Boot project, CRUD project, and MySQL database we are using here. So just you can come here and try to look into this uh, video and see how we can create our Spring Boot application here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to refer, like I'm not going to use the project created in this video. I already have created one project, and I'm just going to refer to that. So let me try to tell you from where you can clone if you want to clone that project. So it is a full stack. Let me try to search. Yeah, here you can see that I have like created one video where we have created a full stack web application using React as a front end, Spring Boot as a back end, and MySQL as a database. So from here, I am just going to look for this GitHub repository. So you can see that I have provided the Git repository for the backend application and for the front end application. So I'm going to refer this backend application Git repository. I'm just going to clone it out and then try to use it. The same way you can do it. It is public. You can use it out. So just come here and let's say, where am I? Here you can come and just, I think I already have integrated it out. Let me try to create one new folder and then try to come here, open it, and then try to do a git clone. Okay, it will clone your backend application here, and you can open it out in your IntelliJ. I did the same thing here, but I was trying to do it for my purpose. But let me try to show you from the sketch how you can do the same thing. So open it out and go to this new folder, and this is the application what we have developed. Let me try to walk you through the application, how it is behaving and what are the flow. Then you will be more clear on this. So it is taking few seconds of time. Don't worry on this. Let me try to close this one, and here we are good. So if you'll go to the source main and if you'll go inside the Java, you will find these are the structure of our application. Like we have created the controller layer, we have created service layer, entity layer. So first of all, we have created the entity called product, and this is the. Now let me try to walk you through the packages that we have created. So here you can see we have created the entity. Let me try to walk you through the packages that we have created here, like entity, repository, service, and the controller. So first of all, let me try to go to the entity, and here you can see that we have created the entity called product. Okay, and this contains these four attributes like ID, name, price, and the quantity. And if you'll go to the repository, this is the database layer which is managing the entry and fetching out the list of product from the database. Or if you want to store the product into the database, the same layer will help you. Now, if you'll go to the service, here we have created the interface product service, and we have created five methods here. The first one is trying to fetch out all the product from the database. The second one is trying to insert the product into the database. The third one is trying to fetch out the product based upon the ID. The fourth one is updating the product based upon the ID. And the fifth one is deleting the product based upon the ID. The implementation class of this product service interface is product service IMPL, and here we are implementing all those methods. Okay. Now, if we'll go to the controller layer, in the controller layer, we are calling the product service, and with the help of this product service reference, we are calling all the method that we have created inside the product service. Okay, and you can see that this is the API to call the like get all the product from the DB, or you can say that this API is trying to fetch out all the product from the DB. Similarly, insert, find by ID, update by ID, and the delete by ID. So everything is here. So this is the flow. The flow comes from API layer to the service layer to the repository layer. So if you want to show me, let me try to show you. So this is the controller layer. If you'll go in this to this method, it will go to the service layer, and if you'll go inside its implementation, you can see that with the help of this product repository, we are calling the find all method, which is already provided by the JPA. So this is the whole flow. It is coming from the controller to the service to the repository. And this is the CRUD application that we have created here. Okay. Now we are good with the application. Now, if you'll go to this resources folder, here you'll find this application.properties file. And this is what I was referring earlier. So you can see that here we have created, we have provided the URL, username, and the password. And these are the other JPA provided configuration. And this is the port number on which our application would be up and running. So here you can see that we are using MySQL as a database, and locally that would be up on the port number 3306. And this is the database that we have created in our MySQL, and then we are using it out. If you want me to try to run this application and try to connect locally first, and then try to switch to the AWS RDS, then let me try to give you those scenarios as well. So just try to make this application up and running and open the Postman here. And I will try to hit one of the application API that we have created and then try to show you. So this is the class level mapping. So just copy this and go to the, let it be open first. It will take few seconds of time, and just wait. Beside, I think the database would also be created. Yeah, it is created. We'll check it out later on. So here we are getting some error. Okay. And this is because of the Java version that I'm using. Let me try to downgrade my Java version here. So select this out, and if we'll go to the setting here, where it is, setting and project structure. Here I'm using Java 11, and in the project I am using Java 17, so that is why I was getting the error. There was some error in the Java 11, so because of that we were getting that. So don't worry on this. Let me try to Okay, the changes would be there. Let me try to rerun this application first, and why it is giving the error. Let me try to import this. Okay, let me try to run this application again and then try to see. So our application is up on the port number 9000, which is the port that we have provided in our uh, application.properties file configuration, right? So it is up and running. Now let me try to come here and try to locally hit it 9000 and then API products. What is there? API products, yeah. And then if you want to hit this API, which is finding all the product from the DB, you have to add additionally all. This is the class level mapping, and then you have to add all. So just add all here and then try to hit this and then see. So here you can see that we are getting the list of product from the DB, and this is we are getting locally, right? This in this application we have connected with our local DB. But now what we are going to do is at the place of this local DB, we are going to replace this with the RWS RDS database that we are creating in the AWS and then see how it is working out. So we are good now. Now let me try to come out of it and go to the AWS. So here you can see our database is created. Now if you'll go inside it, you will find this endpoint, which is the endpoint that we have to use. This is the endpoint for the database access. So just copy it out and keep it somewhere safe. So URL is this, or you can say the host name is this. So just try to copy this and you can use it here at the place of localhost. Okay, so I'm not going to use it first. Let me try to later on use it. So you can go down and everything is looking good, I think. So before going to connect it with our Spring Boot application, let me try to demonstrate you with its connection in our local MySQL. How we can try to connect this RDS database in my local MySQL console. Let me try to show you those things as well. So there you will come to know that yeah, it is created and it is connecting, and then we can use it out in our Spring Boot application. So let me try to open the MySQL here. If you want to skip this part, you can skip it out. But for your demonstration, I'm just going to show you how you can see this database in your console, or you can say in your MySQL console. So previously I created this one, but yeah, let me try to create a new one. So just create a MySQL connection, and here you have to provide your connection name. Anything you can provide. Let's say AWS RDS connection, something like that. Okay. Here you can see we have provided the connection name, and you have to provide the host name. So the host name is the endpoint that we get from the RDS, and this is the port number on which our database is created inside the RDS. And the user was admin, and the password was the password, right? So let me try to show you those things from where you can take it out. So go to your RDS database, and here if you'll go to this view connection detail, uh, let me try to see here. Okay, let me try to go to this. You can see that this is the username and this is the password and this is the endpoint. So three of them you need to have. So just copy this, and this is the password, right? So password is this, username was admin. Okay, so we are good. Now if we'll go to your MySQL, you have to provide this host name. Now it is localhost, but you have to provide the URL or endpoint that you copied. So just copy this and paste it here. In the username, you have to provide admin and the password would be password. So just copy this, store in vault, provide the password, click OK. And now you can test your connection. Just test connection and wait for a few seconds. Okay, so just wait for a few seconds. It will take few seconds of time to test out your connection. Once it is connected, you can see your database inside this MySQL workbench console. And that database would be coming from the RDS. So here you can see that we have failed to connect with the MySQL database that we have created inside the AWS RDS. Why it's so? Let me try to tell you one scenario here. So if you'll go to this RDS, here you have to set out the security groups. We have not edited the inbound rules to connect with this database. So that is what we have to do now in order to connect it with the public. So here you can see we have one inbound rule, and if you'll open this, sorry, this one security group ID, you can go and then see this is the inbound rule. As of now, you have to add one more inbound rule. So you have to go to this add and make sure that the type is custom TCP and the port number you have to add here, which is 3306, and you have to sources should be anywhere and any of them IP you can use. Let me try to use IPv4 and just save the rules. So you have to add one inbound rule inside your security group and then you will be able to access it publicly. So we have added it out. Now go again to this and try to test it and wait for a few seconds and then see. You can see that successfully made the MySQL connection. So your local MySQL workbench console is connected with your RDS AWS database that you have created on AWS. Okay, so just click OK, and here you can see this is the one. Just open it out, and there you will find your details. Okay, so don't worry on this. We'll see how it is looking like. So just wait for a few seconds, and here we are good. You can see that we have created one product DB. This is the DB that we have provided when we are creating the RDS AWS database, and you can see that this is coming here. And if you'll go inside this, there would not be any tables and views because as of now it is not connected to our application and we have not made any changes there. So now we are good. You can see that our application, like our AWS database, is created successfully, and we can see it in our MySQL Workbench console as well. Now the next step is we are going to use it in our Spring Boot application. So how we can use it? So here you can see that this is the three things that we have to change. So let me try to first comment it out and then try to let me try to copy this first, comment it out, and then do a change here. So just paste it here. So you can see at the place of localhost, you have to provide your URL or endpoint that you copied from your RDS. So just come here and then paste it out. The same port number is there, but we have changed the database name to product DB, right? So let me try to change this to product DB and we are good. The username was admin, so just provide admin here, and the password was password. So just provide the password here. Okay, now everything look good to me. Now we are good. Now let me try to run this application on this RDS database and then see if something is happening inside our database. So here you can see this is why I connected with our MySQL Workbench to see if something is happening here in our RDS database. Okay, if it would be there in the AWS console, we won't be able to see it out, right? But here visually we can see in our MySQL Workbench. So our application is up on the port number 9000, and if we'll come here and try to refresh the table, let me try to refresh it and then see. So here you can see inside the tables now we have something. We have the product here, and you have to select this, database, and let me try to run this query and then show you. So try to run select star from product and then try to select it out and then run it. Here you can see that we have this schema ready, which is coming from the entity that we have created, like ID, name, price, and the quantity, but we don't have anything here inside it. So let me try to insert one product in our DB. So just let me try to copy this product and change this to the post and try to go to this body, and what we can do is go to the raw. JSON is there. Let me try to minimize this, paste it out, and just go to the application again, go to the controller layer, and then see what is the extended mapping of the post API, which is insert, right? So the class level mapping is API products, and then the particular API that you are going to use, you have to add the additional mapping to it. So insert is there for the post. So come here and then just remove the all, keep insert here and then hit it out. And then just wait for a few seconds. You can see that in the response we are getting that one product, which is magazine, is inserted in our DB. Now if you'll go there to the MySQL workbench and then try to hit it again and then see if something is inserted or not. So here you can see that one product is inserted, and this product is not locally being inserted, it is being inserted in your RDS AWS database, right? Because you are connected with that in your local console to see how it is working. So it is working fine. And now let me try to hit the other API, which was finding all the product from the DB. So just try to change it to the gate and then hit it out. And here you can see we are getting one product, which is we have inserted now. So everything is working fine. If you want to exercise the others API, you can exercise it out. I'm not going to do anything. And this is how we can create our AWS RDS database, and this is how we can use it on Spring Boot in our Spring Boot application. Okay, so this is what I was covering, and we are good now. Now the next thing is, if you have practiced your thing, how you can delete your database, because you cannot keep it up and running, otherwise it will charge you. Okay, so make sure when you are done with your practice or when you are done with your changes, then try to close this connection. So how you can do that, let me try to show you. So if you'll go to this action, and here you will find this delete. So just go to the delete, and if you want to create a snapshot, just create it out. Otherwise you can deselect this, and directly you can type here delete me, and then it will delete your database. It will take few seconds of time or few minutes of time. You can see that it is deleting, and after that the status goes to deleting and it will be deleted. So don't worry on this. So this is about the video, guys. If you like the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe the channel for more such content. Thanks.